Welcome back, everyone. This is the second part of a conversation with digital technologies and cryptocurrencies expert Armen Harutyunyan. Today, we'll be talking about the state of Armenia's cryptocurrency industry. If you missed part one, you can find the link below. Armen, thank you for continuing this conversation. Let's get into some nuts and bolts. Can you tell us about how the Armenian government is currently approaching the crypto industry? What regulations and laws are in place, and is crypto even really fully legal here?
You know, it's really difficult to speak about the legal side of the crypto because there are many instruments available for the people in general. For example, myself, I have many applications that I'm using. It's, I would say, it's not something that I'm using in terms of the investor, as an investor, but just as a user to get more information or how this transformation of the economy is happening, considering many different developments. For example, you may have this exchange and you may freely connect your bank account or your credit card or your debit card and buy some crypto and keep it in your wallet. So there are not limitations, or at least I don't know any regulation in Armenia which does not allow anyone to buy this cryptocurrency in these kind of exchanges. On the other hand, you cannot register your exchange in Armenia because of the absence of the regulation. At least from my information and from my conversations with the central bank, there are not, they haven't completed their work in the crypto regulation. But most probably they'll be referring to how the international banking system and how other central banks in the world are approaching this issue. And you know that there is this Basel committee that is working in this direction as well. So it's difficult to guess now what would be the approach of Armenia in terms of the crypto regulation. But I would strongly recommend also to look at the regulation in Singapore, look regulation at United Arab Emirates, those countries that are trying to make that ecosystem very smart, regulation very smart, so you can attract a lot of smart and talented people and companies into your country, because I don't see any shortcomings with that. I see only benefits for Armenia to become maybe a regional player in the area of the blockchain technology, but more into the cryptocurrency. From that perspective, of course, we may look also at the education and educational programs, since we have bright examples of the Tumo Center, for example. Maybe we can think about also integrating some short courses for these young people who are interested with the blockchain technology, because there is great, even if you're not happy about the crypto, still blockchain technology gives you a lot of different opportunities, because it's a technology that is important in the age of the big data analytics. It's something that can protect your data. For example, now we're reliant a lot on the platforms. It could be the communication platforms, marketplaces that constantly collecting the data. And some people may not like that. If you don't have very strict regulation, then the technology of the decentralization is helping you to choose what data to share and what data not to share. So it becomes your asset, your data, and you'll be the decision maker about your data. So even from that perspective, it's really important to consider. Other than, of course, central bank, I would say the government may look at also the future opportunities, because we have now the struggling crypto markets that we mentioned in the part one, but there are many opportunities. Again, going back to this metaverse and those virtual worlds that are gaining more popularity within the populations all around the world, whether you like it, you don't like that, whether technologies are now ready to embrace the metaverse, most probably no. But we know that everything starts with a scratch, and then gradually it's improving, technologies is improving and giving you more opportunities. So considering that, of course, I think the crypto, non-fungible tokens, NFTs, and all type of technologies like that that are based on the blockchain technology has a great potential in the future. And I think it will be smart to consider what would be the Armenia's role in that ecosystem, because we have many talented people in IT sector, and how we can promote that to make Armenia, I would say, at least a leading country in our region in terms of the blockchain technology providers. I think there are very little shortcomings and there are many opportunities. So we would be very glad if there are people in the government interested to start that conversation, to bring in people from Singapore and many other countries and help us to, I would say, adopt smarter regulation, consider and try to design some education programs, some acceleration programs. We'll be very open to start that dialogue because I see a great potential for Armenia in that area.
And can you give us an example of a smart regulation that Singapore has really successfully implemented, or something that you really think Armenia needs this in order to succeed in crypto?
I think we shall simply start with those activities that are critical for the crypto. Say the registration of the exchanges, what type of instruments and infrastructure you're ready to provide for those companies that are interested with the technology. Again, the pillar of the education. So infrastructure, education, regulation would be the critical, the central. From that perspective, when you look at this list of the services that are available in the crypto space, starting with the mining and ending with the crypto exchanges, then your regulation can look at those activities separately, look at international experience and especially those advanced countries that allow those kind of operations, and try to come up with the licensing opportunities. In other words, you can't just come and do whatever you want to do, but if you get the license to provide some exchange or cash out services, you have that opportunity. And again, for example, from the perspective that you're afraid that those companies may cheat your population and use the crypto or some strange tokens or strange coins to just make money and cheat population, then you have the instruments, and Singapore again is a good example, that you do not allow to advertise and promote those kind of services. But keep in mind that still, even if you don't do that, a lot of people now buying these coins and tokens, just the benefits of those money which is spent by our consumers or our clients in Armenia is going to other companies. Mm-hmm. So you either need to ban everything, and I don't know how you're going to control that because it's pretty challenging. Still, probably there are some mechanisms, but it's better to look at how to benefit from that. So I would say split it into the specific activities, look at the licensing, I would say, approach of the most advanced countries, try to adopt them, and then try to pilot them. And especially, again, then work with the other governmental institutions, and not only governmental institutions, but businesses also can fund the programs to train more blockchain programmers, to train more people and attract more people from abroad. I mean, Singapore is doing a great job in terms of the being, I would say, an ecosystem that attracts a lot of specialists in Asia Pacific region. Why not Armenia can become this kind of capital for the Caucasus region, or maybe even the larger region? Because at least I don't know any other country in our region which is flexible in this area, other than, of course, United Arab Emirates. We may consider them part of our region or not. But even in Caucasus region, I think there are many bright people who will be interested to come and work in Armenia.
Absolutely. And given all that we've discussed, what would you say to Armenians or to foreigners who are looking to invest and get involved in crypto here? What advice would you give them given the current setup of the crypto ecosystem?
The first thing, not to look at the crypto as the instrument of the speculation, because a lot of people want to make a lot of money out of this crypto, especially when it reached the indicator of $60,000 per one Bitcoin. A lot of people were really, I would say, excited about these dynamics and started to invest money. No, this is a still new technology. There are many different tests that the technology need to go through. We don't know what's gonna happen with the Bitcoin or other technology solutions, but we see the evolution. Even the switching from the mining to the proof of stake, from proof of work to proof of stake is a good advancement in the crypto area. A lot of things are changing. So look at the opportunities available on the international markets. One simple thing, we have trade companies, right? Companies that are trading different goods and services. One of the, in my opinion, advantages of the blockchain traceability system is that's a public ledger enabling all stakeholders to look at what's happening with their goods and services, whether at the commercial level or individual level. This is the technology ready to be adopted for the logistics, for example, and there are now not risks because it's not crypto. Those who are interested with the crypto, I would recommend also to start with a fintech solution because space is open. There are only a few companies that are trying to provide those kind of services, but we have even companies that are selling, that are providing logistics in terms of when you buy some goods from Amazon or Alibaba, they're delivering these goods to Armenia, right? I would recommend those companies also to consider that if you integrate a fintech solution into your operation, then you can benefit from providing some funding opportunities for those consumers that want to buy something but don't have the money at the moment. So, and if you provide a flexible conditions for them, that could be another market opportunity because obviously going with these credit lines in the banks would not be the best solution, right? So there are opportunities in the fintech space and there are opportunities in the crypto space. In the crypto space, of course, you need to look at those opportunities available on the market now. Say previously the ICO, initial coin offer, was very popular. A lot of companies, as a result of the speculation, gain a lot of money. Then they just cash out that money and a lot of people felt really, I would say, cheated, right? I wouldn't recommend, of course, doing these kind of things to make a lot of money because at the same time you're trying to really harm the reputation of the crypto in general. But say there are many opportunities that you can come with a coin that would sustain environment, for example, that would go into investment into the green projects. In other words, there are many opportunities. You just need to think how to fit your product into this opportunity. Of course, when you have the exchanges registered locally, it gives you more, it's empowering you as a company to benefit from the services. We don't have that, but we have the most important thing is that we're not localized, we're not isolated from the world. And if you can find this link with other companies, they can at first use your services, but then think about the products that could be local. Unfortunately, I don't know any, I would say, a very large projects in this area into Armenia, because I haven't talked to the people in this ecosystem for a long time. Maybe there are, but still the most popular, unfortunately, I don't see any Armenian behind those kind of startups. While we're very bright and intelligent into other sectors in the information technologies, but unfortunately in the crypto, I can't name any one single company.
Yeah. Well, maybe this conversation will change that conversation, change that situation. Armen, thank you very much for your insights and for helping us understand this topic.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us on CivilNet.